Hi everyone, it's Adrian Leah. I wanted to make a video. I was thinking about doing it either today or the next day because, um, well, it's past midnight, but I have another DMV appointment today, and I'm hoping that everything is as it should be so I can finally get my license changed. And I had to, because of what the last state said that about personal property tax about my car, I was told I had to take the permit test, so I took the permit test, and I'm happy that that's out of the way. They do it a lot differently these days. So when I took my permit test, there was 40 questions. I don't know how many questions I needed to get right, but now they have 25 questions and you need to get 20 questions correct. So I was able to do that online. The only thing is, made my appointment for the permit test, and now, like, I didn't want to adjust it or anything because to get an appointment's difficult with them. And on Tuesdays at 8, you could try booking an appointment, and they say Wednesdays are the walk-in days or like the adjusted days, but you still have to make an appointment. So I made mine the other week, and I hope they just let me go through the process because I feel like when you get your permit um, test results and you pass, they would give you a license. So I'm hoping it's just less steps for them and they would allow me to do that. Um, and just to backtrack a little bit, because I'm not going to go too much into detail because I feel like I've talked about it in a couple of videos. It was just strange because this is the only state where I had to pay a personal property tax on my car. So it was odd. And then in the beginning, they were even saying, like, they were talking about my car insurance. And so it's just like, so what is it? Because, like, I'm being told I need to talk to you guys. And because they're just like, did you have insurance on this day, September 2023? I'm like, September 2023? Yeah, I did have insurance. And then I told them that I had USAA, and they're like, because they needed information. And because I had USAA, they said they didn't need as much information. So then I called again to confirm, and then they were talking about my personal property tax. So I wasn't trying to argue or anything, but now that all of those things are sorted out and I got the permit test results, that I could just get the license because I saw shoes. Well, they're shoes that I have wanted for a long time since middle school and I never got them. They still have them. And I was like, I feel like this might be the year to get it because I also passed my first exam for the pharmacy tech course because I've been doing compounding pharmacy, compounding pharmacy for the last couple of years, but I didn't go through a training program, a accredited training program. So, um, I was happy that it went well, and I was asked the other day if I wanted to be included in the group chat, and I'm like, okay. It's majority, you know, girls in the class, and you have the married veteran, and a lot of times they try to use up the GI Bill. I think I'm saying that correctly, at least for military benefits. Like when I went to the college I graduated from, I had to fill out a form and they had to approve it. It needed to be um, one that could work with the military benefits programs. And I'm pretty sure that I got compensated for the first month, but the first month was out of pocket. But then after that, the funds were sent to you, and then you had to call to make the payments. And then I had to keep an average for them to keep paying for the school. And if I didn't keep the average, they would have made me pay it back. And then there's these this other person that walks in with someone that they went with to high school with, so they're kind of like the pair there. So other than that, it's a nice course to be in, and I was asked like what my score was, and I was kind of like, oh, okay. So I said what I got, and then um, I I said I got a 96, and then everyone was starting to say their results. So I just wanted to make sure that I was like, we all passed, and it's not really trying to um, have others feel any type of way. So I felt that that was important, and I was gonna say something else. Let me think. Oh, because if somebody wanted to have their score be something else, then um, I feel like it's just important to put out there that it's something to celebrate that we passed the first exam. So I was thinking about waiting for this video to be recorded after maybe the DMV. I didn't want to solely rely, like my happiness solely rely on actually getting the DMV thing sorted out. But I feel that making another video now is probably nice because sometimes I just feel like, especially when I'm expressive, I feel like I am emotional in some way. When I express emotion, it tends to be to the max, at least how I feel I do. And it's not just like isolating certain emotions, like being sad or anything. Um, so sometimes it's just like bam in your face. And I felt like this might be a little bit of a lighter type of video in a way. I feel like there's going to be some talking. Depending on how long this is, I might bring out the knitting. But I also finally got my photo bucket because I had one. I think it said I applied in 2007, and I knew that I had stuff on there. And so now it's like you have to pay for it. And my phone is running out of so much space, like or out of any space, because um, I accepted the group, being in the group chat, and then all of a sudden I got like, my phone just kept like vibrating because all these texts coming in, and I feel like you could tell that I don't really talk that much, especially through text message. So my phone was just like not responding well to it because I don't have space on my phone. And then I have different YouTube accounts, and then it didn't want to load, and then my emails didn't want to load. So I deleted the email app because I could still go through Safari. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get the photo bucket. Then I got the photo bucket. I had to contact the support because I needed to verify my old email that was super old, and I didn't know like my favorite movie. Like I, I felt like I could have answered that, but what I was giving wasn't the right answer, so I'm not really sure what it was. Because you do the thing where you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna make it difficult so no one remembers," and then you don't even remember what it is. So retrieved it. They're just like they told me to give some of the information, and I did. And they're like, "What kind of pictures do you have on there?" Like, and then I'm like, "Okay, middle school, high school," and they were like, "Be specific." I'm like, "There's a picture that says RAR in it because it's like during the emo times, and I never got out of the emo times." So finally got my photo bucket, and also talking about those times. Did I show my shoes? Well, did I show the shoes that I wanted to get? I tried them on, and the girl there was like, "They look really good." I'm like, "Oh my God, thank you." Because um, I told her, it's like when I was younger, I wanted these boots, and I wasn't allowed to get the boots, and I'm like, they were still in my heart to get them. And I've been saying that like I feel like it's not too bad because that I am getting stuff now from my wardrobe because I feel like it's a better chance that I'll for the longevity of like it staying in my wardrobe because I don't think I'll fluctuate too much. Um, so I hope this isn't weird, but these are the boots. So this is what I normally, oh my God, what is that? Wear like the boots there. And then it's the Converse boots. So I really love it. And I was wearing a whimsical top. I was wearing this, and it just is a flowy top. So I have to work on tying it, but the I when I tried them on, I had to tie the thing up. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry because I told her ahead of time. I'm like, I'm really sorry. I'm probably not gonna buy shoes today, but I want to at least know the size that I'm supposed to get. And she wasn't like giving me a hard time or anything. I got the shoes. Well, I didn't get the shoes, but I was given the shoes, and then I forgot like you had to put the shoelaces all the way up. So it was taking me a little bit, but once I got it, it just like fit like I would say like a glove, but like a shoe. So I was thinking I would get it maybe after the DMV. It was a little bit of a celebration because it's also spring break, and shopping's not the only thing that I do, but and I also tend to be picky about like the things that I get, but um I think I want to there's also a Converse outlet here too. And if I'm not wearing like the boots that I normally wear, I wear like Adidas or Converse or Vans. Those are probably the main ones that I have gone for. So might pick that up. There's also, well, the store didn't have pink, but I really love the way that the black ones look, and I feel like even without dresses, or skirts, I feel like it could be something super cool. And it goes with my wardrobe because my wardrobe is just like all over the place, but somehow it comes together in my head. So there's this one picture. I wasn't sure if I was going to show my pictures on here, but um, it is a little bit about like memory lane. I used to go on Quizilla a lot, and you would take like these quizzes, obviously, and it would be different types. Like a popular one, what house are you like in Hogwarts? And I have come to terms with me being like a Slytherin over the years. It's I feel like the franchise has transformed a little bit, but when I was younger, I just remember like it was my brother and then my god brother. He's older than us, and then his family, like his cousins and stuff. Like we would kind of just like play school, like Hogwarts school. And I just remember having this one notebook, and I know it was like a pink cover. Um, very distinct. I feel like I could find it. Not like the physical one, but what the picture was. But one of the tests that I took was like, what type of lover am I? And this was 12-year-old me just perusing through the internet, like what the internet was at the time. And I don't know if people still do Quizilla, but that was like my shit. I loved it so much. I have the picture of like my results, so you're not gonna be able to see like the writing on it. I tried pulling up I don't know what that, does it just do that when it's on the camera? I'm not sure. So I'm gonna read my results because I've been wanting to see this. It's probably on my old phone too. That's in my storage unit. So you are an idealistic virgin. To you, sex is the ultimate expression of love. You dream of a fairy tale romance of true love, eventually progressing to not sex but love making. For the most part, you live in a fantasy based reality. Sex isn't as magical as you perceive it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like who I am. And again, these would be like the quizzes that I would take on in my free time. And again, and I don't know how people would feel about seeing like my middle school and high school self, so I don't think I'm gonna go too much into detail because I don't want to make people feel weird. I'll quickly just maybe show some. Oh, this is my rabbit, my first rabbit ever. My brother named this rabbit, and honestly, it kind of irritated because like nobody called the rabbit by the name that I gave him. Let me see. What else? Of course, it would be the hallway picture, just being all emotional. I'm pretty sure I put something like that on my MySpace. Um, Trying to look at other things. I did have braces. You wouldn't normally see it, but it would like kind of protrude my, like, even when my mouth was closed. So, and then I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but I got a straight perm in the beginning of high school, and I really did love it. I just didn't keep doing it because um, it was weird since it was a different type of straight hair. Like it was just like pin straight, no matter if I used my own straightener to adjust, well, to straighten my hair too. So I don't know if I should pause it. Oh my God, fun. I don't know if people are gonna get this reference. But I did Panic at the Disco makeup one time, and I just thought it was the coolest thing for me to do. Where'd it go? I literally just saw it. Oh, okay. Why is it doing that? Mm. I was seeing if I could show this on my laptop, my other laptop that I got from school, but I feel like you could see the pictures on my phone better, and I'm not like really tech savvy. I don't have anything to, well, I don't know how to insert the pictures. I could find out, but can we see that? I don't know why it's doing that. And, well, I feel like it kind of puts stuff in order of, I guess, when it was uploaded. And then, like, in private school or in Catholic school, you couldn't really wear too much makeup. So there's that one. And I go through different phases of what I would do with my makeup. So it kind of fluctuates. Or I don't know, would you say fluctuates? What would be an emo picture though? I'll have to put this in the post or in the video title being like Photobucket because I'm barely saying anything else. Yeah, that's a blurry picture. And then I don't know if I should sprinkle other fun facts about myself because I don't really have much else to say about it. I mean, I could do other stuff in the video, but I felt like there was a couple things that I crossed off the list. It is important that I get the license. That was like the one that I've been really harping on, mainly because there's like a time frame of when you're supposed to change your address. And I didn't change it like when I was staying with my godmother. But um I needed to notify the last state because they kept they wanted to keep charging me for the property tax that I haven't paid for any other state but this one. So that's just the thing. Yeah, I don't know. Um, you can't really see that, but I feel like that was the straight perm. Yeah, it's my hair. It's getting warm now in this area, and my hair is starting to curl. Even when I style it, and when I style it, it tends to just wave out a little bit, but not completely. It's not completely straight. I haven't straightened it in a couple months, which has been unusual for me. So give me 1 second. I think I'll show a little bit, and then I'm not gonna show everything on here, but maybe the ones that are not as weird. Not like I feel like they're super weird, but I don't know how people feel about just like seeing somebody's pictures growing up that way. And then I did get a hole puncher too. For the longest time, I've been wanting one. I saw one at the dollar store and I didn't pick it up. Well, I'm happy that I got one finally. Maybe it wasn't the right time to get it, 'cause I went back to the dollar store to see if I could pick it up and it wasn't there. I don't know. This is never mind. It's just in the school uniform. But if I'm gonna do an extra emo pic, Ooh, this one. Sometimes I think, do I want to do the bangs again? And I feel like ideally, if I were to do any type of bangs, I kind of actually did trim the front of it the other day just because it I feel like it doesn't weigh it down as much because I feel that sometimes when I don't trim it, my hair just it gets heavy. But that was I'm happy that I have the account because it's kind of fun just seeing the pictures, and I can identify a lot of them that I did put on my MySpace. So it's a win in my book. I'm really hoping that the DMV goes well. So I feel like I'll show other things. I don't really have much to show because I have been mainly preparing for stuff, and um I just wasn't really doing much of anything else aside from preparing for the things that I was talking about. I mean, I still have a lot of other pictures on here and definitely more emo, but maybe hopefully it's not too weird to show them. And now I'm kind of just looking at my emails because now I have to go through the internet or go through the Safari. But maybe I could show other ones at another time. But I didn't want to just have it be me just showing pictures of myself in this video. So, um, I have my knitting, but it's literally just a hole puncher. So I wanted to use this for my papers that I have for school, and um, I have these, and they're from the fabric orders that I would get. So I wanted to do more of the swatches. It's actually not the most common thing to find a hole puncher. Well, at least the stores that I've been in, maybe it is common, but like I went to Walmart one time to see, not for that specifically, but they had one that was really expensive, and I was like, I wasn't trying to spend um a lot of money on a hole puncher. So I went to Staples to print out the DMV stuff. Oh, I found this too. It's like I don't for well, it comes to my mind again. So I got this from an Eastern European market, and it's a Ukrainian magnet. And the back it has like an authentication saying that it's like made in Ukraine. Authenticated sticker here. I really like it. I wanted to see where I would put it. I think I might put it on my dresser mirror because it's like a panel mirror, or like there's panels on the dresser. And when I was younger, this was like my childhood dresser, and I would just like stick a bunch of different things on it. So I still have, I guess, that mentality, and I do have a lot of stuff that is decorated there. And then for I mean, I guess this doesn't need to be a long video, but I've been working on my hat mainly at school, and it's nice. One of the instructors, she crochets, and she was talking about what she's knitting, or I'm sorry, what she's working on, and she was asking about what I was working on. And so she likes the yarn at Hobby Lobby. I do like the yarn at Hobby Lobby. I don't go there often, but I feel like recently, if I do go there, it's mainly for like the sewing supplies. So this is what I have, and I really love this hat. I think it's super nice. I don't know if I'm going to wear it soon. I might wear it in videos because I like a beige brim against my face. And what's that say? I got a notification. But it is getting warm out, like to a point where I could wear shorts. And it's literally, well, it's going to be April, so I guess it's not like too early. But transitioning, like if I was in Massachusetts, you you would have, well, one year it snowed so much there were like mounds of snow in the parking lot still by June. Um, but if you're not from the US, that's like in the Northeast, like really upper part of the US, and then this is a desert area. So this is definitely winter-y colors. I don't have colors like this. So it'd be interesting to see what I pair it with, but I do love a light brim, as I said. And the blue is my Ukrainian yarn. I wanted to use it. I was going to save it for a garment, but I wanted to bring this to school, and I was thinking about using that mohair that I got the other day, not super recently, but I didn't want people like coughing their lungs out because of the mohair. So I went for the other yarn, and I really love this. It like, I feel like it's like, it reminds me of Norwegian colors, like palettes. And I think I'm going to do a second Latvian braid here. I just, I've been loving knitting hats. I would like to start a garment since it's spring break. I don't have plans, as I said, but I mainly wanted to get the boots and then do some projects. And I wanted to catch up on studying too, because not like catch up. Well, I'm caught up with the stuff that I like with what is already has already happened, but some of the modules or some of the areas of Canvas or like the college portal is not unlocked yet until like maybe a couple days before we go back to class. So maybe I could do what I can. And then I have some worksheets. There's like the top 200 drugs. Man, I was not sure if I just had like my Northeastern accent where I tend to just like maybe slur my words a lot of the time, or especially with L words, I tend to like not enunciate some of my letters. But one of like the exercises was like um you would speak into the microphone on your, I guess I'm keeping this on. You would speak into the microphone on your laptop and then it would say if you're correct. And for the olols, like the words like nibivolol, like words that have those endings, it kept saying like redo it, redo it, redo it. And I did it so many times. And I was trying to see how other people were saying it. And I didn't think I was saying it incorrectly. And then like I saw like what it thought I was saying. They're like, oh, you're saying nebula or you're saying like this and that. I'm like, I don't know how you're getting it so wrong. I'm like literally, but I mean, medication's like basically a language in itself. But I'm it was just like kind of crazy that it was so not accepting of the way that I would say mainly the olol words. Um so I thought that was like that wasn't literally offended, but it was like almost like borderline offensive to me because I'm just like, how am I saying it so incorrectly? But I don't hear that I'm saying it that much incorrectly. Um, I mean, over time, but we do have that part of the class where we say words, like we say the drug too. So it's not like we haven't, and I've worked with drugs for a couple of years, mainly as a compounder, but I mean, there's like the grasp of being able to read the different drugs, and I was just kind of surprised. I was gonna show something, but honestly, I kind of forgot what I was showing. And I don't know if like people would still just want to look at my phone the whole time because I was like, do I show the classroom? Because the classroom's really small. There's not many people that are there. It's a small class, but it's nice because I mean, again, I'm not like one to be a person that likes to go into school necessarily. So having it just like one day in school and then the rest of it, like it's not like you don't have work. Like you actually have um a couple more than 10 hours worth of like stuff to do on your own online. But um I was gonna show something, but I forgot what I was gonna show. Oh, yeah, with the Cyreniki that I made the other day, half of it was eaten by my parents because um, I ate some of it and then I fell asleep. And then the last, like that night, and then the next day, there were some missing from the stack of Cyreniki that I had. Oh, yeah, I do remember what I was going to do. So when I'm trying to say home, like I understand the Cyrillic letters for this, but it sounds like a D and a J by the way that like I hear it. And then the E, like in machine, like that type of E. I'm gonna talk about it. Like that sound. And then the M, like it being the sound that I'm familiar with. But this one, because the way that I'm looking at it, and maybe I don't know if I'm taking it too literally, but it needs to have like more of a accent or finesse to it that maybe I'm not seeing or hearing when I do it. But so like with home and Deem, because it sounds like it's a D and a J. Let me see that. Sorry. I don't know, it makes it less blurry, but it kind of feels like something like that where in a way, but it's not, well, the drugs aren't a language, but I don't know. I just feel like I wasn't saying it super incorrectly, and I've said it like a couple times. But I think I'm going to end the video because maybe it's not a bad thing that I have like a shorter video, and it's not even a short video, it's literally like almost 50 minutes. But I usually do really long videos anyway. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Regardless, I feel like I'll be posting just because, well, I like to post. And even when I'm an emotional being, but that I don't feel like it's necessarily, I feel like they're drastic emotions, but um, I feel like I've been like that. And I don't know if it's like a personality trait, but when I express something, it's usually to the fullest extent that I can. But I'll see you in another video.